Hello and welcome to the Mitre10 Cup Round 4 predictions brought to you by DrivingMaul. Hi, I'm Paul, the guy behind DrivingMaul, your best place rugby predictions and opinion. Oh, dear me, get those words out. So tomorrow night we have Waikato versus Wellington up here in Hamilton, where I am now based. I'll be going to this game, so check out my @DrivingMaul on Twitter for pre-game, half-time and full-time reaction to the game, and also I will try and get some interviews with the head coaches and captains afterwards, and let's see who we can get. Hoping to get Thomas Waldrom at this game. Being an ex-Chiefs fan, obviously he's back in New Zealand playing for Wellington, so I'd love to have a chat with him post-game. So Waikato come into this off the back of 3 losses. Wellington 2 wins and a loss, but that loss was to Canterbury from memory. And that was away as well. Whereas Waikato have lost to Manawatu by 5 at home, to North Harbour by 1, and then to Auckland by 18 on the road. So you've got to say that this has got a Wellington win written all over it. I'm back in Wellington by 5. They did lose their only game on the road so far, so let's see how they go. Now remember, these two sides also, it is their Storm Week, i.e. they play 2 games in the round. So they may rest some players if they, considering the game that they have on Sunday. We'll have to wait and see. Thursday night then sees Canterbury hosting Manawatu. Manawatu obviously had that good home win that I was at against Waikato, who have lost their last 2 games. A bit of a blowout against Otago. Not sure what happened there. A bit of a surprise, that one. Canterbury, on the other hand, lost to Tasman. A lot of people's favourites for this competition in the opening round have won their last 2 games, and you've got to say they are odds-on favourites. This one's I'm backing Canterbury by 15 in this one. They should be comfortable winners. They are they won 9 out of the last 10, I think it is. Last 10 years. Manawatu in the championship. So yeah, there should be a Canterbury win. Then a really intriguing one, Friday, Otago hosting Northland. Otago got that big win over Manawatu, bit of a surprise there. Northland getting that win over Taranaki at the weekend, getting the first win of the season, only by a point, admittedly. But that was against Premiership opposition, and they went close against Northland as well, only losing by 1 point. So I'm really did find this one difficult to call. I'm going to go Otago by 3 because of the home side, and they had that big win over Manawatu. But I'm still to be convinced by Otago, really, in this competition. Then on Friday, the second game on Friday night is Auckland hosting Tasman. I'll be at this game again. So again, follow @DrivingMaul on Twitter for my pre-game, mid-game. Half-time on mid-game. My pre-game, half-time and post-game reaction, and then also post-match interviews. This one I've been told I won't be able to get individual interviews, so might be a bit of a press scrum, so it'll be interesting to see how this one works out. But this one has Auckland 3 wins from 3 against Tasman, 3 wins from 3. Tasman, as I say, a lot of people's favourites for this competition, but Auckland really have surprised us with their form. Both these sides on 14 points, so 2 bonus points as well as their wins. Quick look at Auckland's results. That win over County's Manukau to start things off by just 4 points, but then beat Northland by 16 on the road and beat Waikato at home by 18. So you could argue not the strongest opposition so far that they've come up against. I mean, Counties, the weakest of the Premiership sides, haven't won a game yet. Oh, sorry, they have got 1 win so far, but got 3 losses. Northland, say, in the championship, and then Waikato also in the championship. Compare that to Tasman's wins, beating Canterbury, Southland, clearly nothing to write home about, but then also beating North Harbour as well, a decent side in the Premiership, even if they haven't had with 2 wins and a loss so far. So this is the only team that North Harbour have lost to have been Tasman. So you've got to say Tasman's games have been harder, and with that, I'm lacking Tasman by 3 in that one. This will be the real test for Auckland and see really how good they are. Saturday, Southland host Counties Manukau. You've got to say this is that with Counties not only having that one win so far over Hawke's Bay, and Hawke's Bay beat Southland, so you've got to say Counties. I'm backing Counties by 5. Southland, I think, are going to struggle to win any games this season. Let's be honest. Then we have Hawke's Bay hosting Bay of Plenty. Battle of the Bays for the right to say you are the Bay for the next year. This is the big local derby between these two. Hawke's Bay got those 2 wins in the opening rounds against Southland and Otago, but then lost to Manukau last weekend. Bay of Plenty beat Taranaki at home and Counties Manukau on the road. So they got 2 Premiership scalps under their belt already. Sure, they did lose to Canterbury last weekend, but I mean, hey, Canterbury, we've said 9-time champions in the last 10 years, so that's they're no mugs. So yeah, you've got to say Bay of Plenty are favourites. This one I'm backing Bay of Plenty by 5. Then we have Wellington backing up. This is the second game of the weekend against North Harbour. This one I find really hard to call, to be honest with you. I mean, North Harbour, 2 wins, just that 1 loss, but they have been narrow wins. They beat Northland by a point, Waikato by a point, then they lost to Tasman by 12. A lot of people will lose to Tasman though, but those narrow victories are really what's guiding me here. Whereas the Wellington beat Otago by 18. Sure, they lost to Canterbury by 7 on the road, beat Southland by 45. Sure, Southland and Otago not the greatest of shakes. Even if Otago did get that win over Manawatu last weekend, they did come second, 6th and 7th in the basically bottom 2 teams last year. Still, I'm going to back Wellington by 3 at home to win that one. Then final game of the round. Again, I'll be at this one in New Plymouth. So again, at DrivingMaul for pre-game, half-time, full-time, and post-match interviews. Taranaki hosting Waikato, Ranfurly Shield game. Taranaki, Waikato, no wins so far. Backing up after playing Wellington on Wednesday night. This is going to be a tough one. Whereas Taranaki have beaten Manawatu at home in their only Ranfurly Shield defence so far this season. Also beat Counties on the road, but they did slip up against Northland. But this is a Ranfurly Shield game. I expect Taranaki to win this one quite comfortably. I'm backing Taranaki by 15. Always, I've got a very chat to know your thoughts down below, and enjoy everybody you're watching this weekend.